going to be able to identify the diseases and be able to prevent it. Some of the diseases are unpreventable, and that means we have no option and we can't do anything about them. That is why yesterday I thought of presenting to you what is titled A Faultless Health Status. So, what does the book say from Proverbs chapter 3 verse 22? It says, a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. But today we are not looking at the inheritance of wealth. Today's health talk is mostly centered on you yourselves and not on the type of the disease and how we can prevent it. It is up to you and what you are going to do about it. So, the book of Proverbs tells us that a good man leaves wealth for his children and his great-grandchildren. But we are going to focus on health. Which kind of health are we going to leave for our children and great-grandchildren? That's the inheritance we are going to give. That is why some of the conditions that people tend to have, it's not that they were not listening whilst they were still young, but it is because it is an inherited thing. For example, we can talk about diseases like sickle cell anemia. Speaking of sickle cell anemia, I received a phone call yesterday from my aunt saying that they had diagnosed the little baby with sickle cell anemia. I was very saddened by this, saying that what are we going to do, because this disease is unpreventable, it's inherited, it continues in the family. Who knows, maybe after him there will be another one with sickle cell anemia. So how are we now going to leave an inheritance of good health to our great-grandchildren? Number one, we have to keep ourselves from getting infected with HIV and AIDS.